Everyone, and thanks again for joining me on another episode of Monsta MTV. Good to see you again. Today I'm talking about a few bedroom hacks on how to upgrade your bedroom. We get lots of these inquiries come through. People talk about main areas like bathrooms, kitchens, living areas, but the bedroom we all spend a lot of time in, probably a third of our day, and some bedrooms are aging, or people do like to spend some time in there either resting, sleeping or reading, and they want it to look like a room that they're very proud of or want to go in and it's more welcoming. So here's a few hacks on how you can fix up your bedroom and get it to a point where you'll be enticed to spend more time in there and enjoy being in there. So firstly, choosing a new colour scheme. Okay, painting obviously is the way to go with the bedroom, but you need to really ensure that you select the colour first. So planning is the most important. I do recommend that when you are looking to select paint colours for bedrooms, we talk a lot about in the past about lights coming in the room, whether it be natural light or the lights that you've got in the room. However, neutral colours are a really good choice for bedrooms because you tend to upgrade the room with a whole lot of other features, e.g. the bed, the rugs, etc. And we'll talk a bit about that in a moment. But the neutral colours are the ones that are going to be real key to ensuring that you've always got that option to give it an upgrade instead of every time you've got a bit of a change on what you want to do, having to repaint the room. So things like our Monsta Sharp White, which has got a bit of a hint of grey in it, or our Monsta Absolute White. It's a brighter white. It might be a bit too bright, but depending on what you're trying to do. But don't go, if you are going to go with warm whites, really make sure that if you are going to go down that path, you then are going to stay with that sort of focus and appearance, because once you've got warm whites on the walls, you're going to be limited with the types of furnishings and accessories you're going to put in that bedroom. So really important to consider that first. So neutrals will always give you the option to bring the room up with soft furnishings and decor, real important. Beware of feature walls. A lot of people like to think, they see magazines and they want to go with a feature colour wall to bring the room up or give it some other look. However, over time people then get a bit of a change of mind, new ideas, and they're stuck with a wall that could be a colour that is really not in fashion anymore. I would suggest that when you are looking at your colour selections on walls, make sure that you consider that, and instead of going with a feature coloured wall, maybe you might be able to bring that wall up with things like a print, a painting, maybe some photos that you may want in the room, but really important to not pigeonhole yourself and get stuck with a colour of a main wall, which is a feature wall, and then you find in a few years' time that's not what you want anymore, you've got to repaint again. So give that some consideration. Ceilings. We've spoken about this before, about rounded looks, so you may want to go with the same colour that you've got on the wall, on the ceiling with that rounded look, or you just want to go with a standard white. But give that some thought as well, because the ceiling, like all rooms, is one of the biggest areas that will create space and light in the room, and you want to be happy with the look of the ceiling surface in what you're trying to create in your bedroom. So you might want to even look at things like our sample pots. Really good ideas to test out the different colours or designs or layouts you want. These will do about 1 metre of an area, so you can even get a couple of these if you want. But that idea I mentioned about the rounded looks on ceilings, you can use these on the ceiling and the wall to see how that blends in, or you just might want to get a couple of different colours, try on different walls and get the look that you want versus that neutral look that I just mentioned versus a warmer white. As always, these are available on monstershop.com, so get them, check them out, we'll deliver them straight to you. Great idea before you start painting, instead of just using a colour card, to try these babies out. The next piece is, if you are going to do your bedroom up, you need to remove old stuff. You are going to be limited with some things that you can keep and what you can retain. So really important that it might be a time that when you're planning, you've got to remove the old and bring in the new. Now, you might think, Chief, that's a bit of an expensive play on me. You can flip these things. Look at eBay, look at Gumtree. There's so many people that want the stuff that you want, that you've got, that you might want to get rid of, and you can flip it, make some money out of it, use that cash to buy what you want. You don't just have to give it away. However, if you're feeling really kind and thoughtful, there's always some charities and salvos that will pick up some of your old bed heads or dresses that you might want to remove out of the room. Someone else's junk is someone else's treasure, so give that consideration because it's always a good one to utilise. But like I said, if you are renovating and you've got a budget, don't be afraid to put that out there because you might find you get more cash back for what you thought you would for those old items. Some people are looking for old retro looks. Do that, make some money out of it, and get ready to continue on with your new bedroom look. If you have got some old timber furniture, or you are looking to perhaps buy some second-hand furniture you think will give you the look that you want, you can upgrade it with our colour wash range. It's a really good way to keep that stained, or that timber stained, timber texture look behind the paint. It's a real popular one at the moment. We get lots of people that want that Nordic look that they talk about, that Scandinavian look, but we've got a really broad range of colours from greys and whites right through to the brighter greens and blues that you can use with colour wash. So give that consideration as well. You may find that some of your older furniture you could upgrade using this instead of having to sell it off or flip it, or if you're buying someone else's second-hand furniture in, or you go to one of the salvage yards to buy what you want, you can upgrade it with the colour wash range. So check that out. These are also, the sample pots are also available to buy on monstershop.com, or you can just jump in and buy the size paint that you want on that one. So picking those timeless pieces now, the centre pieces of your bedroom are very, very important. So you got the bed, but things like the selection of the bed head that you're going to want, dresses, cupboards, shelving you might want to put in your room. These are the things you take time on. Once you've done your colour selection, you've got the look that you want, you know what it is you're going for, take some time to look at that. Don't go and pick a Art Deco type rug or print that you're going to put on a wall and then you're going to go with an antique type bed head. You want something to blend in. So these are the times now to plan through that with those centrepiece of furniture, because they are the items that will remain there probably for the next 10 years or the life of the bedroom that you're creating. And you can always then show it up a little bit more with things like the pillowcases, the rugs, etc. that you're going to put on the wall, bedspreads, etc. So that's when I go back to what I said at the start about neutral colours. Once you start selecting the layout, that's when you can really bring the colours of the room up by those selections of those accessories around the centerpieces, as I said, the bed head, dresses, etc. Change up the layout. I've done this before at my home and in bedrooms. You can get a great coat of paint, you can get some new furniture in place, but sometimes it just means rearranging the bedroom. And I'm sure many of you have got kids at home that also have done that. I've got teenage kids that often want to throw up their rooms around and change the bed designs and where it all set out. Unless you've got built-in walk-in robes or cupboards that you can't move around, but if you can move dresses, shelving, the bed around the place, you might find a different direction just gives it a new feel. And there's lots of good information from some of the Feng Shui experts out there that will tell you where to position your bed in terms of where the windows position and doors. It might give a new energy into your bedroom. Take that into consideration when you are selecting that layout, because that can help you create that bedroom you're wanting further. Finally, light fixtures. That is real important in any room. So you've selected your paint layout, you know what sort of flooring you're going with, you've got the colour designs and the centrepiece furnishings. Lights are really, really important in the bedroom. Don't go with fluorescents unless you're trying to create a room that's just, you want it always bright. It's going to, whether it's a fluorescent bulb or a real light decrescent bulb, it's going to really create a light image in the room that you're not going to be happy with. You need something that's going to give it a bit of a tone. And if you're like me, you like reading in bed sometimes, but you don't want the dim light, you can always lighten it up a little bit more with a lamp that's close to the lampshade, or a lamp closer to the bed that'll give you a bit more brightness for where you want to focus on things. Or if you're like my wife next door, she's always on the phone at night checking out the Facebook pages and Instagram pages and watching these videos. But you might want to always just check that through as well, because that's where you can bring the light up in the room through lamps. But really important to take that in consideration, because you can do a great colour scheme and then you can ruin it at the end with the lighting that you've selected. So really important. And at the same time, if you've got the opportunity to come with a light fitting, whether you're going with a real Liberace look with a nice chandelier, or you might be going with a more subtle Art Deco type lighting, use that as part of the design, because that is really going to bring the room up a big time, whether it's on the ceiling or on the wall if they're wall lights. We'd love to see your photos on your bedroom hacks. If you've got any questions on this, please call our Monster crew or email us or send a message on Facebook, Instagram. Really keen to see some of the bedroom designs out there from you all. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.